creepy or cute. These dolls, it seems like you either love them or you hate them, and there's not much room in between. Today we'll be discussing that as well as comparing these two lovely ladies. This is the wonderful creation called Thumbelina. She's the 20-inch reproduction baby doll of the 1960s Thumbelina. She was first released in 1961. She was made well into the 1970s, and really she was one of the first interactive dolls, which is really awesome. This reproduction is from 2001, and she came in this lovely blue outfit, and I got her as soon as she was available. She's by the Ashton Drake company. She's got this lovely painted face, this little open mouth that's peachy, big blue eyes, and you can see the little white lines added for realism, thinly painted eyebrows, 3 or 4 little eyelashes, and her giant chubby cheeks that you just want to squeeze. However, you can't squeeze her. She's not made out of that rubbery vinyl, which she probably originally was in the 1960s. If you can hear that, she's more of like that harder, almost hollow feeling vinyl. She was also reproduced in a smaller 14-inch size, just like the original Thumbelina. I'll show you how her mechanism works. You could also get her in her white shirt with a pink overall type romper. That's my favorite outfit. My mom has the one like that. So you turn this giant knob on her back that's built into her cloth body. And if you're watching, she's slowly moving her head. Her head goes in very slow circles. So she wiggles much like a real baby, which was a really unique thing for the time period of the 1960s. It was a really great accomplishment for doll designers back then. Even though this is a collector doll, I still played with her as a child. She's got really luscious, thick, shiny, almost red or ginger hair. And as you can see right here, she's kind of sliced a little bit because, like I said, she's got some marks from play. She was well loved, but I still think she's in rather excellent condition. So I don't think I took her to the grocery store or anything. I'll try to show you her body. It's just cloth. The knob in the back, I think, is hard plastic. I found these giant crunchy diapers and they work wonderfully with her. Here's her little feet. Her feet are a really good size for her body. The toes are curled on one foot. The hands are splayed out, like her arms are splayed out much like a real baby. One hand has the fingers kind of forward. She's got lovely little dimples on her hand. I love the blushing on her big cheeks. It's a very peachy color. It's so pretty. But yes, I've realized that people seem to think that these dolls are scary or not pretty when they didn't grow up with them. But because I grew up with this doll and my mom grew up with this doll, of course we think they're pretty. They remind us of childhood and happy times, and we just love the artistry of these dolls. And this lamb is a reproduction from Temu. I got this lamb for my mom. In 1962, Eloise Wilkin wrote the book, the little golden book called Baby Deer. I'm sure you guys are familiar if you're a big avid doll collector. So this is my reproduction by Ashton Drake as well in 2003. So this lovely doll comes in the same outfit that she's portrayed in the book. And look, she's already lost a booty. Her feet are super, super tiny, and so are her hands. So they don't really seem like a real baby at all to me. The face is a little more realistic, perhaps. She's got blue eyes and the huge chubby cheeks. And look, you can kind of squeeze or squish her vinyl. So she's a much softer vinyl, and her skin, this vinyl, is super smooth and soft to the touch. Much softer than the Thumbelina. Let me also show you her body. So she's a cloth body just like Thumbelina, and this nice crunchy diaper, and her diaper cover is very large. I know I said she's a rare find. Thumbelina is also rare, of course, but I do believe that baby deer is even more rare to find. She was in a 12-inch size and maybe a 20-inch size. These two that I have are both 20 inches, and let's get into comparing them a little more. Also, I'd like to mention back here is my 14-inch Thumbelina dolls, one of them in her case, and she is a reproduction, I believe, from 2001. She's just hanging out with us. So the biggest difference for me is that the hair on baby deer is quite dreadful. Yes, I played with her, but I took pretty good care of my dolls, and her body and clothes are almost pristine condition, I would say. But the hair is very tangled. I cannot seem to manage it. If you know a good way to manage it, let me know. I would like to hear your thoughts on this. That's part of the reason I have this nice hair ribbon for her. Whereas Thumbelina has the gorgeous hair. I mean, look at that full head of hair. It's beautiful. But they both have similar color hair. So not only did this one come out in 1961 and this one 1962, I believe, they have very chubby cheeks, very chubby and super cute. Very cute mouths, except Thumbelina has an open mouth, while sweet little baby deer has pursed little lips. They both have button noses and blue eyes that are a little bit on the squinty side. And then the gorgeous auburn or ginger hair. The feet are just way too small on baby deer, but she was modeled after an actual doll in a book, so I don't really think she was supposed to look super realistic. Whereas Thumbelina's feet just have a lot more realism. They are to scale with her body better. I mean, yes, these over here, baby deer's feet are so tiny, I have trouble keeping her booties on. So that's one thing I would change. But also, Thumbelina is not quite as smooth. Look at that knee dimple. Precious. She's like that hollow vinyl, and this one is soft and squishy where you can kind of squeeze. So I really like the texture overall of baby deer, and I'm sure in the 1960s that it was probably closer to this material to begin with for both of these dolls. That's what I'm thinking. You can let me know if I'm wrong, of course. I would like to be able to squeeze this face a little bit, but maybe that makes her more durable, that she's a little harder. They both have the face, which I kind of discussed earlier, that can be off-putting to people who don't collect or didn't have dolls as a child, or maybe they saw the movie Chucky too young or something. So they have that creepy aesthetic. I think they're very adorable, and I love them because I picked them out of the catalog and had them ordered as a kid. And then my mom grew up with, I don't think she had baby deer, but she had the book at least, and I love that book as well. I might have misspoken earlier. I believe Thumbelina did come out in 1961, like I said, but the book is what came out for Baby Deer in 1962, and then the doll, I believe, came out in 1964. Then with these lovely reproductions, Thumbelina came out in 2001, I believe, and Baby Deer, is 2003. It says it on the back of her neck. I think that Thumbelina takes the cake for outfits. Her outfits are lovely. Like for the 14-inch back there, she's got a trunk full of clothes. They're all so nice. Some have hats, and the socks fit her so much better because her feet are bigger and in proportion to her body. And Baby Deer, I mean, I think they did make outfits for her. But anyway, all I have for her, besides some modern clothes, is her diaper shirt that ties and the little shrug that ties in front over it, which is super cute, don't get me wrong, but I would like an elaborate wardrobe for her. And maybe some nice shoes to hide her little stunted looking runt-like feet. These bottles are so epic to me. I love them. I got them for Christmas one year, and they come out and they're just a perfect addition for role play, especially for the tiny Thumbelina. All in all, these are awesome play dolls, and I enjoyed them very much, and they're definitely two of the dolls that I will never sell. I love the realism that Thumbelina offers. I think she's the most realistic, of course, of the two, just a little more detail, and the proportions are spot on. Baby Deer, she's just a quintessential baby doll that I think everybody should have and collect. But you know, I'm biased since I grew up with these dolls. The downside that I can think of is that they're just big baby dolls, so they take up a lot of space. And over time, the wind-up mechanism to make Thumbelina interactive, it can break or the knob can come off, and I am not handy, so I can't fix stuff like that. But there are some collectors who definitely know how to fix that. It's not an issue. I don't do many videos based on vintage dolls. However, if this video gets a lot of likes or does well, I'll know you guys are interested, and perhaps I'll do some more videos and maybe even feature the little doll Thumbelina in the back. They are lovely caricatures of real babies, and I know it's unsettling to some, but for those of us who grew up with them, we will always have a place in our hearts.